Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how the year has started off for me, how I've been taking some small steps to get back on track. This video is definitely inspired by Mums That Meet. For those of you who don't know, Mums That Meet is my platform that I have over on Instagram, and also have a podcast, and it's all about helping women, more specifically mums, live their best lives and be their best selves. And that's by going for your goals, building your confidence, finding your purpose and your passion, self-love, and all of that. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you guys actually take some practical tips from today. I'll be honest, I had a rough start to the year. I started the year off well. January, I was fasting. I was at the gym 4 or 5 times a week, listening to the podcasts I need to, doing all the healthy stuff that are in my head, what I need to do to kind of like keep myself on track, keep me building my confidence and all that stuff. And then unfortunately, I had a death in my family and it's thrown me off completely. Obviously, going through grief it's a crazy thing, and that's a whole nother topic. I definitely will talk about grieving and parenting at the same time. It's something that I feel like I've had to do quite a few times actually since becoming a mum. But this time it just hit home even harder because it was a death that was really close to home. So, and on top of that as well, me and my husband were grieving. So it's taken us a bit longer than usual to get back on track. And yeah, and even saying things like get back on track, I feel like it feels hurtful. It feels like I'm like moving on, like forgetting about the person who passed away and all that stuff. And I don't want it to feel like that at all. I just kind of want to get a bit of normality back. I kind of want to get back to building the person that I want to be, the woman that I want to be, because ultimately, the one thing death does show me is that life can be short, life is very precious, and you have to go for what you want to go for. And this is one of the things I want to go for. It's taken me a while to get back on track. So much so is I'm not even back on track, but I'm taking very small actions to kind of help move myself forward into that direction. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is confidence and building your confidence back up. That's definitely something I've had to rebuild again this year. I feel like confidence is the key to a lot of the things that we want to do in life. It's the key to how we feel. It's the key to us taking action. One of the steps I've been doing to do that is fitness. I've been on my fitness journey, I'll be honest, since it was about September 2020. It's also around the same time that I read the book Atomic Habits, which, guys, I would definitely recommend reading that book. I'll actually put it in the link below because I would recommend that book to anyone. Such a good book to just really help you understand what it actually means to build a habit and how certain lifestyle changes that we need to add to our lives. For example, being fit and healthy, showing gratitude, all that stuff. They're actually habits. They're not just like little actions that you take. They're habits that you need to build, that you need to train your mind. And yeah, so around that time, I started my fitness journey. And I'll be honest, like I said, when I learned about building habits, I thought, I'm not going to go straight into losing weight, even though that was my initial reason for wanting to get into fitness. I want to build the habit of going to the gym and being fit and healthy. And then from there, I'll work on the weight loss. And that's a journey, once again, I can talk about at a later stage. In the process of picking fitness back up, one thing I've invested in is an Apple Watch. Now, this little bad boy here has helped my life so much. But fitness is a big part of building my confidence up. And I've got to the point with my fitness where now I've got an Apple Watch. I know the data. I know that there's work that needs to be done. So I'm going to get an expert to help me. I can't do it all on my own. And I think that's actually a really important point. Not being able to do things on your own is okay. And if you need to go to an expert, or if you need to ask a friend, someone like me, I don't know if you guys are the same, I don't like when I don't know stuff. Maybe it's a control thing, probably an issue I need to look into. It's okay not to know. It's okay to ask help. And in fact, I've actually got to the point where sometimes you ought to ask help, because yeah, I probably could carry on going how I'm going with my fitness stuff. And I probably could get to the point where I work this out on my own. That's going to take a lot of time that I don't actually have. Yeah, when it comes to building confidence, that's just really important. Start with what works for you. Start small, actions that you know you can take, actions that don't make you overthink and all that stuff. To round this up, so to bring your confidence back, number one, it's okay to get help, ask for help, seek an expert, all of that stuff. Number 2, it's also okay to just take small little steps. Don't feel like there's a right way to do anything. There isn't. You will do what works for you. Another thing that I've been doing this year to kind of help me get back on track is pushing myself out my comfort zone. Firstly, in the career-wise, looks like me doing a job that I'm not used to doing. It's a new thing for me. Put that into a bit more perspective. I recently produced a shoot for a friend of mine, and I was the producer on set. I also produce shoots at Create UK, but it's on a much smaller level. So to be the producer on set was actually a big shock for me. Also, I work with my husband and we work with our clients, and we generally do that together. I very rarely work on projects on my own. And even when I do work on my own, I might work with this friend that I'm talking about. And in this case, she wasn't on set. I literally was the only person there. And that pushed me out my comfort zone. It could have just gone anyway. The reality is it went amazing. It was great to work with new people. I made new friends. I made new contacts. It was a really good opportunity for me, and it pushed me out my comfort zone. And I'm excited to push myself out my comfort zone in so many different ways. And that's what I love about pushing yourself out your comfort zone. You might do it in one way. So for example, in this way, I did it in my career. However, it's forced me to push myself out my comfort zone on a personal level, even on this level of even just creating this video and stuff like that. So it's like building a habit. When you get used to doing something, you want to do it in so many different ways, because your mind and your body is like, yeah, like that wasn't that scary. I got through that. I could do that again. So another way I have been pushing myself out my comfort zone, and this is one I wanted to actually really highlight because it's not necessarily the usual way someone might see it, but basically I've been taking small steps to getting back to Scylla. And I say back to Scylla, but I actually don't ever think I even want to get back to Scylla who I was before I had children. It's actually about finding the new Scylla I'm going to be, or I am. I've always been searching or trying to get back to Scylla and all that stuff, and becoming a mum changed me and all that stuff. And yes, it did. It really did. It opened my mind to different things, and it did make me like be a bit confused of who I am and all that stuff. However, I also think I'm just growing up. I think growing up, even if you don't have kids, this is very relevant to you. As you're growing up, your life changes, your interests change, your likes change, who your friends are can change, and all of that stuff can contribute into you feeling like you've lost your identity a bit, or you don't feel like yourself anymore. As I'm thinking about it, that has also played a part into me losing my identity. And I used to love reading. Going back to doing the things that you enjoyed as a kid, because that's the real you. That's before you was tainted with anything. That's what you liked, before you cared about what people judged you about. If you try to think back to something that you used to really enjoy as a child, when you was naive, you didn't really think about it. For me, one of those things definitely was reading. And so I've joined a book club. And what I love about the book club is it's all about reading books that aren't just self-help books. I love a self-help book. As you guys know, I just spoke about the Atomic Habit. Sometimes it's actually nice to just read a book that's not just, it's made up, just a made up book that you can really lose your imagination in the characters. That's been nice to join a book club and just do that. And just feel like, just get that little girl back, that excitement that I used to get from reading a book, get it back. So I've been doing that. Another thing I've been doing is actually dancing. I loved dancing growing up. I wanted to be a dancer. I even did GCSE dance. I've always wanted to have my own dance studio. Don't necessarily have that dream anymore, but it definitely excites me. It reminds me of being a kid. I feel happy when I do it. I actually do the dance fitness on the Apple Fitness app. Anybody that wants to get back into dancing as well, I recommend that app. It basically has like some fitness type classes that you can do virtually. I do them at home. It's just fun. Like I just feel like a kid again. I really enjoy it. If I ever recorded myself doing it, I probably would be cringing. I would be so embarrassed to actually see it. Doing it in a moment, I love it, and that's why I keep doing it. Like I said, just finding myself. And I don't want to say again, because I always say again. I'm not finding myself again. I'm actually finding myself. I want to find happiness. I want to be joyful. And I know the way to do that is by doing small things that bring me joy. People can't bring you joy and happiness. And that's something I've had to learn as well. You can't expect people to make you happy. It's actually up to you to make you happy. And you got to do that in any small way that you know how to. I will be selfish this year. And I will do certain things that I know will bring me happiness, because when I'm happy, I can then radiate that happiness to my family, to my children, to my friends, everybody around me. So it really is important. You have to make yourself happy. Put yourself first. Do small things that you know you can to help you feel happy, and ultimately it will help everybody family around you. I know I've been waffling a bit, but obviously this topic, it just means so much to me. That's why, which is why I'm making a YouTube video. I'm making a YouTube video so I can talk for longer. Lastly, one more thing I just want to mention on how to build your confidence back again and how to kind of get back on track if you've had a rocky start to the year like me, is to fill your mind with goodness. I always talk about this. Like, it just helps. Podcasts, motivational videos, for example, like watching this one, is stuff like that that's going to help you really get back on track. I feel like it needs to be constantly in your mind. That way you can always be like, yeah, I can do better. I'm doing okay. Well done. Like, congratulate yourself. And you're only going to do that if you fill your mind with goodness. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong from hearing from other people that everybody has problems and here's some helpful ways to get over it. It's as simple as that. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but yeah. Motivational videos and podcasts. Another way that you can help, and obviously if you're not religious, then maybe you can just meditate or whatever, but praying, meditation, all that type of stuff, that really helps. I think it just helps center you. It helps just kind of make you feel grounded, remember what your goal is. And another way, talk to people that you can have fruitful conversations with, whether that's a partner, whether that's a friend, whether that's a stranger. We underestimate the power of a fruitful conversation. So to wrap this video up, I just want to talk about some steps that we can actually do to help move forward and to help keep us on track of building our confidence or finding ourselves or whatever it is. So first things first, don't overthink, just do. In order to move forward in any way in life, you have to take action. Action is the key to a lot of stuff. Even though you need to work on your mindset, for example, you need to build your confidence, all of that stuff. If you don't take action, you're not going to move forward. So you can plan as much as you want, you can do as much mindset stuff as you want, and even that stuff takes action to even do that stuff. So action is actually very important. So yeah, don't overthink, just take action. The second thing is think about the barriers that actually stop you from taking action and find ways to kind of help you overcome that. And then lastly, don't think about what people think. 3 people you need to impress is your 5-year-old self, your 80-year-old self, and yourself today. They're the only people that matter. Everybody else is irrelevant. And I remember I did a live actually. One of the questions she asked me was, being in a saturated world, for example, like YouTube's really saturated, the mum platform scene is very saturated. Like, how do you get over that kind of thing? And one of the things that I felt like helps me is, number one, I don't look at no one. I don't compare myself to no one. And because of that, I don't care what anybody has to say. Like, obviously I'm still human, so yeah, I say that, and if my husband said, yeah, that video is rubbish, I would actually be very upset about that. But for the most part, I don't actually care what external people have to say. And I also know that even if people do have bad stuff to say, they're not gonna come say it to my face. And if they're not gonna say it to my face, I don't care. And if they do wanna come say it to my face, great, let's have a conversation about it. Why do you think that this is not good? What's your advice? How do you think that I can improve this? And then if I care about them or not, or they value their opinion or not, then I can decide whether to take that information in and make a change or not as well. I just think we do have to forget all the noise, think about what your goal is, and just think about that. If you've got through that video, thank you for watching. I hope there is some tips within that will help you. I hope that the personal experiences I've been through can give someone some sort of practical tip on advice on how they can move forward with something. And if it has, please do let me know in the comments below or drop me a message. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you think that this video could help someone, share with a friend. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.